guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm Henna, a CPA based off Los Angeles, and I plan to bring you some information in the most easiest way to understand regarding your tax, business, and financial stuff. Let's begin with what we want to discuss today is the most frequently asked questions for PPP round 2 that I've been receiving in the last few days. This is going to be a quick kind of like a question answer thing. So I'll go through some of the most common ones that have been asked recently and answer those. Hopefully, do keep tuned in for the entire video. You may have your answer if you're looking for one towards the end of the video, then the beginning or the middle. Also, if you're new to this channel, I would love some subscriptions, some likes, and we get to go together on this journey. So let's begin. PPP round 2. Now, as you may have already know, PPP round 2 is pretty much kind of like a mirror copy of round 1. There isn't much difference, though yes, a few of them are there and enough to make a difference. So let's begin with some of the questions that I got. One of them is the decrease in the revenue. No, you are not looking at the decrease in the revenue between the year 2019 and year 2020. You are looking at the quarter. So you may have made a lot more income or maybe the same or not less than, let's say, 25% between the 2 years. But I'm pretty much sure, unlike the second quarter of 2019, when your business was, running its normal course, compared to the second quarter of 2020, where it was definitely slower because the general economy was slower. And if you were a restaurant or a bar, you definitely were kind of shut down. Or so you must have taken a hit. Maybe you recover toward the end of the year. So the 2 years the revenue may not have fallen more than 25%. But for PPP, you need a quarter to quarter comparison, not a year to year. Second, can you have multiple PPP loans? No, you may not. You can apply to different banks because unlike last time, the banks are more efficient right now. They know what to do. They kind of got their drill down. But you can apply to different banks, fintechs, fintech, whichever ones you want. But once you get to a certain point, you can only go ahead with one of those banks. It is tied to your Social Security or federal ID in terms of your business federal ID. So automatically, once you start getting to a point where one of the banks seems like is getting ready to fund it, the rest of the applications automatically will stop. So applications multiples, okay. Loan is going to be one only. What happens to my first loan if I still have it? The problem is you should have already used your funds before you can apply for PPP2. If you still have them, most likely it's not forgiven anymore, at least a portion of it, because the deadline was December. So in that case, no, you cannot apply for the PPP round 2. For the payroll, yes, the cap on the payroll is still standing at 100,000 for our W-2 monthly payroll calculations. So that's definitely there. In terms of certification, what you will be doing, just like kind of at the first round, you will be signing a good faith certificate. Or certification. Basically, the banks, it's a two-pointed thing. One saying that it's uncertain economic times have made you to come to a point as a business who needs support of these funds. Secondly, that the borrowed loan amount proceeds will be used for specific identified reasons only, which is your payroll and the eligible expenses. So it's going to be a good faith certification. Now, can I use the PPP and employee retention credit? Yes, you may, which is definitely a good news for most of the businesses who can take advantage of it. It's kind of like double dipping. Yes, please, you can. You couldn't do it earlier, but now, yes, you can do both the PPP, you can get your grant and get your employee retention tax credit. So if you have or you qualify for one, yes, please make sure you do. Do I need to sign a collateral? No, you don't. There is no collateral needed, personal or business, when you apply for these loans. It should be pretty straightforward, just based on your business needs, specifically your payroll calculation. Um, do I need can I apply if I have a closed business? Yes, you can. There is a difference though. If your business is temporarily closed, maybe because you decided, it's just not worth running it, or it is closed because of a state mandate, you can apply. On the other hand, if you've kind of shut down for good, or gone into bankruptcy, then you cannot. The business at the end of the day has to be open to be able to apply for these funds, which kind of leads us to the next question right there. Do I have to pay payroll if I have a closed business? Yes, you do. At the end of the day, even though your business is closed, the reason you're getting PPP is to make sure that your business runs smoothly, the expenses are covered, and those employees are getting paid. Also, for forgiveness, either way, you need to be spending 60% of those proceeds from the grant or the loan at this point for payroll. So if your business is shut down, be it a state mandate, or you decided it's not worth it in terms of the effort under the current circumstances, if you get the loan, you will have to go for payroll. And when you file for forgiveness, you will have to prove that 60% of these funds were used for payroll. So yes, in other words, you definitely have to. I'm sure you already know that the employees, it is standing at 300 employees or less, small businesses. Though there is a small detail when it comes to a restaurant or any of those businesses that have multiple locations. This loan is not based per se as a company. We are looking at per location. So if you have one of those businesses where you have multiple location, as long as each location is less than 300, you're okay. Overall, you could be, I guess, of course, you'll be more than 300, but each location, it's tied to each location at a particular point. And if that is under 300, you are good to go. I think I kind of covered whatever have been my most asked about questions. If you have any and they were not answered here, please feel free to put them in the option below, and in the comment section below, and I will get back to you. Also, I do like to end my videos on a positive quote, and here is the one from today. I chose this one from Buddha, and here it goes. Every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. You guys have a great Monday, and I'll see you soon. Take care.